Hello, happy Monday, everybody. This is Mr. Stone, and welcome back to Honors Modern World History. So, as usual, I am going to start off with a quick introduction of this new unit that we are entering. So, in this video, as I've done in previous weeks, I'm going to kind of introduce the topic or the topics that you're going to be covering in the next couple of weeks. I'll kind of be getting into some of the nooks and crannies that are going to be important to kind of look at, and then some other important things to keep in mind. So, without further ado, we will go ahead and get started. So, as a little bit of a recap from the last unit, Europe's finally kind of getting back on its feet. So we kind of talked about the fall of Rome. We talked about how Europe kind of enters this dark age, or the Dark Ages, and it's really a time of disorganization. It's very dark, gloomy. Pretty much, it's kind of like watching an apocalypse movie and watching civilization kind of go back to square one. So we kind of watch Europeans do that, and you have a bunch of different factors that kind of help Europeans kind of stick together. You have the Roman Catholic Church. You have these absolute rulers. You have feudalism, and you have all these different aspects that really kind of try to keep Europeans from completely breaking away. And this becomes very traditional. This becomes the way, I guess you could say. And it may not be perfect, but it keeps people secure and it keeps things organized. So what we're going to be doing in this unit is we're actually going to be seeing how Europe moves away from these traditions and how they're not only moving away from these traditions, but they're challenging these traditions and these old ways as they do that. So that kind of brings us to the prompt for the unit. So students will be able to evaluate the degree in which the Reformation, the scientific revolution, and the Enlightenment challenged traditional doctrine and institutions in Europe. So essentially, obviously you're not going to know what these movements are yet, but that is part of what we're going to be doing with this new unit. So essentially, we're going to have all these new ideas, all these new concepts, all these new institutions and ways of thinking that kind of challenge the old ways. So absolute rulers, the Roman Catholic Church, and then very traditional superstitious ways of thinking. All of these are going to start to be challenged and changed through these ideas. So that's kind of what we're getting into. Now, there are going to be 4 different modules spanning the next couple weeks. So the first module has to do with the Reformation. And that's essentially going to be a giant shakeup in not only the Roman Catholic Church, but Christianity as a whole. The second module is going to involve the scientific revolution, where Europeans kind of move away from superstition and traditional ways of thinking and kind of using more logic and reason-based methodologies in order to keep moving forward. And then you got the Enlightenment. The Enlightenment is essentially kind of the blossoming of more modern ideas about government. So this does involve absolute rulers. This involves the rights of the people, and it really does have far-reaching impacts. And then finally, the last module will be our infographic project. So I'll talk more about that later on, but essentially this is going to be the culminating summative assessment for this whole unit. So the dates for each module. So please pay attention to these so that you do not fall behind or get mixed up. So the introduction page and the module 1. So when I say introduction, I mean the home page. So these 2 pages should be covered throughout the week of November 1st through November 7th. Module 2, so that's the scientific revolution. That should be covered through November 8th through November 14th. And then Module 3, November 15th through the 21st. And then finally, that last week, you have the infographic project. And that's essentially the 22nd through the 28th. And as you kind of go through these different modules and pages, you'll kind of get more of an idea of what these are all about and what's kind of required from you. Which kind of brings me to the module layout. As usual, as a little refresher, some important things to kind of look at please make sure that you look at the intro video for each module. Not only is there a lecture about the background content for that week's module and topic, but it also has the different activities. It has a description of activities, directions for what to do, how much these activities are point-wise, and then the due dates for everything. And then finally, some additional resources to either help you or to kind of get some enrichment with the topics. All right, so that's kind of what to expect with that. So, my last thing before I leave you all, if you have any questions, please ask. All right. As I've said before, I can only help you if I know you need help. So email or message me. Please make it known that you need assistance, or if you have questions, or just curious about something. All right. But like I said, I don't know if you need help if you don't let me know. So please email me with questions, and I'll try to get back to you as quickly as possible. All right, folks. So enjoy this unit. It should be a good one. And again, if you have any questions, ask. So have a good day, everybody.